Hello? Okay, we should be good now. Sorry about that. Sound quality good? Should be good now. Sorry about that. I unhooked my mic the other day. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know before I got too far into it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So anyways, I was just saying, thanks for the support. We're going to check out the US dollar pairs first and move on. We really don't have any news, really. We had retail sales this morning for the pound, but even that didn't really seem to do a whole lot. So, so anyways, let's move on. We're going to start off with the DXY and US dollar index and do a full top-down analysis. Let's start off. So we got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. We got 1, 2, 3 waves down for a B. I still think there's a 5-wave trend inside here for the wave C. We definitely respected these two Fibonacci levels, made a nice impulsive move down. I do believe this is the end of a correction. I think we are going up right now on the dollar, but I believe that is going to make a lower high and just keep on trending down. So let's take it down to the weekly time frame. So it's back to the US dollar index. So on the US dollar index, I still think this is a downtrend. I believe it's all part of a wave 1. I still think this is an A, B, C, and then probably like a D and an E. Now we are sitting at that 38%, and as you notice, price definitely did respect that level in the past. That doesn't really mean that prices are going to respect it now in the future. I actually think that it will continue to go up, probably take out these highs, do like a liquidity grab, probably around the 50% or maybe even the 61.8 before it really makes that move to the downside, probably a 1, probably a 2, and then down for a wave 3. So anyways, let's keep going down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame is where you can see a nice series of higher highs, higher lows. And one thing we really do have to notice is I definitely do see a 5-way pattern in here. And we are definitely at a Fibonacci level. So we do have to expect that there is probably a pretty good chance we're going to make some sort of pullback here. Whether it's just going to be a little correction and it goes up, or whether it's going to be a bigger correction, I guess time will have to tell. We're going to see what it looks like if it does turn. And really, like I said, it could just be a little correction and it could very easily break out and just keep on going up, which I still think is actually a pretty likely scenario. So anyways, let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we got a double top right at the 38% too, which I actually think is maybe a way B on the sort of time frames. We have no break of structure yet. This is the last important structure because this right here has not made a new higher high since it touched this swing low. So then we had a swing low and then we had a higher high, which is why this structure break is going to tell me that this whole section of trend right here is complete, which it definitely hasn't done yet. But I do think there's a good chance it might do that today because to me it looks like an ABC correction on the 1-hour time frame. To me, this definitely looks like impulsive down right here. It looks like a wave A, possibly even a wave 1. Then it looks like 3 waves up right here for either a wave B or possibly a wave C. We did have a nice impulsive move down. I was thinking that we may already have the end of a correction right here. So I am keeping an eye on it because if it does make an impulsive engulfing move, start taking out these candles, I think that's going to make a nice sorting opportunity for the dollar, probably for a nice little trend. Counter trend move, probably going to be a wave C. I bet this wave C will go down and probably grab this liquidity before it actually does end up going back up to either retest this level or maybe even more likely go beyond that level to the 50% Fibonacci level. Hey Vicky, hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks again for letting me know about the sound issue right away, so thank you. So anyways, let's head up to the daily time frame on the euro dollar. Now, one thing you really have to notice about the higher time frames on the euro dollar is we don't have a Fibonacci level that we're touching. It is Fibonacci extension, but it still is going to have to most likely touch a fib level before we get too much of a big bounce. So to me, it kind of looks like a 1, 2, 3, and it kind of looks like it may end up doing this is what I actually expect. I think it's going to take out this trend line right here, probably touch the 123, and then eventually end up continuing the uptrend. So let's take it down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, this is definitely all one series of trend right here. I think this sets in right here maybe a 1 and a 2. It seems like this right here could be a wave 3, and it may not even be close to over. It may have quite a bit of downside potential left, at least until we get some sort of nice break of structure to the upside. which really, I guess this right here could be our newest structure right there. At least until we get a break of structure to the upside, I definitely am still going to continue to look for sorts on shorter time frames. So going down to the shorter time frames, this is a good little lesson right here, because look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave pattern. It's very overlapping, but it's definitely a 5-way pattern. That's why I always say when you see 5 waves, doesn't mean that the trend is over, because what happened next? It made 1, 2, 3 waves up, and then it just kept on trending down, making a new low. So that's why I always tell my members that just because you see 5 waves definitely does not mean that a trend is over, which I think is probably what's going to happen on the daily time frame on the US dollar index. So we may as well give it at that. Now I am kind of expecting that the dollar index could make a move up today. And I actually think that this may be like a wave A here, and this may be like a distorted B, and it may go up and make a C, which may even take out this high. But I think if it does take out the high, it's probably going to turn back down, reject structure, and probably end up continuing back down. And it may not even go that high. It may just make a little move up and, come back up to here and then go down from there. That's why, for me, I am definitely primarily looking for shorts. Even though I think there's a good chance this will go up today, I'm not going to be taking the long, but instead I'll wait for the sorting opportunity. May not even come today, maybe early next week before I actually sort this thing for the continuation of the downtrend, which will be a much safer entry than trying to go long right now. So let's take it down to the pound dollar. Let's go up to the daily time frame. Now the pound dollar is a little bit of a different story because the pound has already been very strong. So the pound dollar definitely is a little bit of a different story when it comes to this pattern, because it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still think there's a good chance we may get another attempt to continue down, but if it breaks this structure to the high side, that is a good indication that we're either going to make a wave B and then go back down again, or wave 2, or it's going to be a complete trend reversal. Looking at the dollar index, I mean, even if it does break this high, it's probably still going to be a correction, and we're probably still going to see another move to the downside, based on what I see on the dollar index at least. So going down to the 4-hour time frame, the reason why I say the pound is a different story is because the pound has been going up all week long, pretty much since that CPI news that we had for the pound, I believe, was what originally turned us up in the first place. It is higher highs the whole way up. This little push down right here broke structure, but then it rejected structure instantly. So if the dollar does make a move down, this is probably going to make a move up, and it probably will even go up and break the structure. And the pound would be a much more desirable trade, because this has already been going up, than the euro would be, because the euro is actually still very, very weak to the downside. So if I see, which I may be getting it right now, honestly, if I see 3 ways down, impulsive up with a break of structure, 1, 2, it looks more like a 5-way pattern, doesn't it? It could possibly be an ABC, though. This could be the A, this could be a B, and then this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. We are starting to get a break of structure. I'm starting to think the pound may end up being a pretty good little long opportunity, at least back up to these highs, and even more likely go up and take out that high. So I think the pound's going to be a pretty nice little opportunity today, if it isn't already, especially with the fact that the dollar index looks like it's going to go down for a wave C. Now let's head down to the Aussie dollar, head up to the daily time frame. Now one thing about the Aussie is we're sitting right at the 78% level. That is a very likely area to get a pullback. But look at this trend right here. It's so strong to the downside. You can almost guarantee that the next move up is going to be a correction, and we're going to get at least one more push down before maybe we break structure to the upside. Or maybe not. Maybe just go up and make a correction and just keep going down. We're going to have to see what actually happens on the next push down. Going down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, you have to notice, look at this trend right here. It's very, very strong. We've been making, ever since we ended this bigger ABC correction back here, we've been making lower highs the whole way down. So I definitely would not be trying to go long on this one, unlike the pound, which has already been going up. This one's definitely not. It's still very weak to the downside. So even though I think there's a good chance this will go up today, I'm definitely not taking a long on this one, because of how weak the Aussie has been. But it looks like an A. It looks like 3 ways down for a B. It looks like we should go up and make a wave C, probably at least back up to the 61.8. Wave C, and then probably from there keep on going down. So yeah, it looks like it is going to go up today. I think there is a pretty good chance the dollar is going to push down today, at least temporarily. Like I said, I mean, it could just be a little push up like that and then just keep going down, which is why I'm not really interested in going long on it. Now, the Kiwi dollar is kind of almost exactly the same, except for the Kiwi is a little bit stronger than the Aussie right now, but we are sitting at the 61% Fibonacci level. But look at this trend. It looks like a 1-2, and then a big wave 3. There's no 4-5 there, which tells you that the next move up is almost definitely going to be a 4, or a subdivision of a much larger trend. Either way, the next move up is almost definitely going to be a crescent, and we're going to get at least one more push down. And if it continues to respect this level, goes up and breaks structure, that's what will tell me the trend is over. Not an impulsive move up today, that's for sure. So going down to the 4-hour time frame, kind of the same deal. Look at the lower highs, just lower highs the whole way down. Definitely no reason to go long on this one. Even though I do think this is probably going to go up today, it probably is going to look something like that, and maybe even go up and take out that high. But I think there's a better chance that we'll make money if we wait for this to end a ABC correction and go short for the continuation of the downtrend. So taking it down to the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, we got a nice impulsive move up. We got a very nice looking 3 ways down. I think we're making a long right now on the dollar, or short on the dollar, long on the dollar pairs. Like I said, I mean, if you trade shorter time frames, it probably is going to be a very nice trade. But for me, I would like to at least wait until I see a break of structure before I think about going long. I would rather wait for the end of a ABC correction and go short for the continuation of the downtrend. Because it looks like it should do that, but honestly, it very easily could just do that and just keep going down. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. US dollar CAD is making a pretty good turn down too. It does look like the dollar's definitely turning. Oh yeah, look at that. That's definitely the end of a wave B right there. Almost for sure. So the US dollar CAD finally touched that 61% fib level, and the dollar CAD does have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shape also. I could definitely see a 5-way pattern there, which probably does tell me that we're probably due for a pretty decent sized correction. It may not be just a little wave C, it may end up being something like that before it actually goes up again. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for some more longs, definitely, or maybe even some shorts coming. So going down to the 4 hour time frame, I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe a wave 5. It does seem a little too stretched out, like the wave 5 seems too big, which makes me think the next move is probably going to be a small correction, just like I think on the US dollar index. So anyways, let's head down to the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, 1 hour time frame. I mean, we are at a fib level, but I definitely wouldn't be taking this as a short. I'm not much of a counter trend trader myself. I like to take high probability trades, and just because you see an impulsive move down, like if you went short right there, well, that would have been a very not good trade. But instead of worrying about going short, you got long at the end of the pullback, you would have had a very profitable trade. Very same thing could happen here. I mean, you could go short, it could go down just a little bit, and then just keep going up. So, I mean, it's not really worth it for me, I don't think. I think there's a good chance this is an A. I think there's a good chance this is a B because it is 3 waves. And I think there's a good chance it will go down and at least do something like this, probably make a higher high for the wave C. But I think we're going to have at least one more attempt on this 61%, and it may very easily just keep on going. Probably even more likely it's going to keep going up. US dollar Swiss has that 3-way pattern too. This is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that looks like WXY. So the US dollar Swiss, I mean, I think this needs to go up more too. We're not at a fib level. We're not breaking any structure. Really no reason to think this move to the upside is complete. None of the dollar pairs really make me think the move to the upside is complete, except for maybe the pound. That's like the only one. So yeah, this is a very, very corrective move right here. You can tell that we have a little bit of a strong dollar versus a strong Swiss, which is making a very, very choppy pattern. We don't want strong versus strong, we want strong versus weak, which is why this right away, as soon as I saw this right here, I would know that I'm not trading this one. I would personally pick something else because of I don't want strong versus strong, I want weak versus weak, or I want weak versus strong, or vice versa. But I do believe this is going to go up also. I mean, I'm starting to think that these moves down are probably just going to be fairly small moves, and it's probably just going to keep on going up. I mean, it may be a pretty decent little move down if you're a scalper, but if you traded, the 1 hour time frame and up, it's probably just a little move we're gonna see. Oh, US dollar yen. This looked like an ABC correction today. I don't know if anybody remembers seeing watched my video this morning about this, but I said it looks like an ABC correction. But then what happened? 1, 2, 3 ways up. If I entered long, I definitely would be getting out of my long right now after seeing 3 ways up and pulse it down. Definitely. So going to the higher time frames, I still think we have some upside potential. I still don't believe these yen pairs are done. I still think this move down is a correction. And I'm definitely still going to be primarily looking for longs on shorter time frames. So going down to the shorter time frames, I think this is stretching out to the point now where it's probably going to be a wave A. Which means it's probably going to end up making a 3-way pattern, and it's probably going to be a few trading days, at least minimum, before this is actually ready for another long. Probably something like that. So let's take it down to the 1 hour time frame. So I think it's very clear now, looking at that 4 hour time frame, that that's not a 1, 2, 3 ABC. It's actually a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This move down is probably going to be pretty short-lived. It's probably going to go down to about here, then it's going to turn back up and make a B. So, yeah, I definitely would be, if I was short for any reason, I would be looking for an exit probably someplace around these lows, because it probably is going to turn up. So, yeah, that would be a good short too if you're a scalper, but I mean, if you're a little bit of a longer time frame trader, then that's probably not going to be a good opportunity for you. So, anyways, let's move on to gold. Ooh, gold is definitely trying to make a move up too. Look at that. Sorry about that. I keep thinking I have a spider or something. Oh my god. So, anyways, going down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, I think we're in a wave C right now on gold. I still think this is a 1, 2, 3, and I really don't even see any reason to think the 3 is over. I think it's going to end up looking something like this. At least down to 78, maybe even the 88% before we actually get the end of this move to the downside. So going to the 4 hour time frame, yeah, we could probably have a chance to look at that when we look at the indexes. For sure. The NASDAQ, that is. So anyways, on the 4 hour time frame, it looks like a 1, 2, and I still think this is all a wave 3. I would have to see a break of structure above here, a nice clear break, before I would even remotely believe that this wave 3 is over. I mean, this very easily could make another lower high and could just turn down again. It actually might even be likely, especially with the fact that it's Friday, and money does kind of flow back to the dollar sometimes on Friday, so we got 3 ways there, A. We got 3 ways down for a B, that is. We got a trend for the A, 3 ways down for the B. This very easily could be a wave C, so I would be watching these fib levels closely. I mean, yeah, it does look kind of impulsive, but if this starts to turn back down, the shorts, I think, are still what we need to be looking for. So definitely looking for shorts still. I mean, yeah, if you're a scalper and you're already in this, it's probably a pretty decent little trade for you. But the trade I would be looking for is a Fibonacci bounce after 3 ways up. 1, 2, 3, bam, short. I definitely wouldn't get short until I see that bounce, but it may end up being a pretty nice one. So one of my members asked me to look at silver today, so we're going to check out silver for him. Let's see. Silver and gold are very correlated normally. Look at that, both. We got a double bottom right at the 61 too. That's kind of a big deal, huh? It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. So this is probably the 3. This is the 1. And this is the 2. We're probably all in a wave 4. Looking at this one, and then probably down again for wave 5. Then if we continue to hold this fib level, make a bounce, break of structure, that's probably going to be the end of a correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave A. This is probably an odd-looking wave B, and I still think this is a wave C and that it's going to go up again, especially based on the much longer time frames. Yeah, I would definitely say so. Look how well this fits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I would definitely think this is a wave 4 right now. So for a wave 4, we should measure the whole wave 3, and we're probably going to go to the 38%. Maybe not. I mean, this 23% could definitely hold too, but most likely it's going to take out this high, so probably going to look something like that and then go down again. 38% fib, wave 4, wave 5, wave 3, wave 1, wave 2. And then inside the wave 3, you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of wave 3. So, 1 hour time frame. Yeah, I mean, it might end up being a decent long. I mean, it's at least going to bounce off here again. I mean, we got to be careful with longs right now because this very easily could bounce off this level again and just keep going down. So I don't think I would trust too many longs right now. I don't know. I mean, the trend is definitely, well, we do have a break of structure on this one. So yeah, I think it probably is going to end up doing something like this. So maybe you could get a couple decent little longs on the sort of time frames. A, B, C, and then down. So yeah, maybe this is going to be a decent little long right here. Ends up doing something like this eventually once it gets going. So yeah, that's probably going to be pretty decent. That means gold might end up doing something similar. I don't think I would want to go long yet, but it probably will be doing something similar to that. Yeah, things are moving a little bit. Some of them are definitely better than others. Definitely looks like if this really is a wave C, then it should go down and take out this low before it goes up. So that's going to be a pretty decent move on some of these pairs for sure. So yeah, definitely checking that out. It looks like we're sorting the dollar today, Mark. How's it going today, buddy? Nice to see you. Yeah, I think probably sorting the dollar for the rest of the day is probably the best bet for people. Probably will at least go down and take that out. So that means pick whatever take that information and apply it to whatever pair you think is probably going to be the best for looking for sorts on the dollar. So anyways, let's go check out the yen pairs, see what's up with that, and then we got some other things to look at. So nice, big sword on the CAD, huh? That's a big position, definitely. We do have a little bit, I did notice on the euro that we do have a little bit of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shape with a break of structure. This one looks more like it's in a wave 1 and it's going to make a bigger correction for a wave 2 and then go up for a wave 3. It doesn't really make sense on some of these other ones for that to be the case. Most of these other ones don't look like that. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and maybe even beyond. So maybe this is just going to be not even a wave 4. It'll just be like a subdivision of a bigger trend. Let's see if that makes sense for these other ones. I mean, it would make a lot of sense if the Aussie finally found a big move to the upside. It looks like it's due for one, the Kiwi, I mean. And the Aussie, kind of the same thing, impulsive up, 3 ways down. It seems like it'd be likely to go up next. The CAD, kind of the same deal. I mean, it looks like we already ended an ABC correction. I still think this is going to go up. And the Swiss has already been going up. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, but it may just be a subdivision of a bigger trend. It could just keep going. So now we keep that information in mind and go down to the sort of time frames. So obviously this isn't an ABC. Obviously it's in 1, 2, 3. For sure. This is a 1, 2, 3. And until we get a break of structure up, the 3's not even over. I mean, it could keep going down. Eventually it's going to make a 4 and a 5. And this is probably all part of a big wave A. So we're probably still in a wave A on the yen. Ooh, this one looks like it's more convincing. No, that's a wave 4. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down again for the 5. Then up for the B, and then down again. What's that, Wiki? We'll check out gold towards the end. What's your question on gold? Did you miss it? So let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're in a wave 4. I think we're going to go down at least one more time for the wave 5 on this one. Yeah, the Aussie is kind of different. I mean, I think I would have to continue to look for sorts on this. For sure. Same thing on the Kiwi. I mean, I think the Aussie and the Kiwi, you're better off looking for sorts. Yeah, we're going to go over all the dollar pairs again, definitely. If anybody missed the dollar analysis, we'll definitely go over it again if you had any questions. So I think we're in a wave A right now. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4. We're probably in a wave 5 of wave A right now on the Canadian yen. Eventually we'll make a wave B and then probably wave C and then back up again. Kind of the same thing on the Swiss. Oh, the Swiss is even more clear, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave A. Probably shortly, maybe today, we'll start making our way up for a wave B and then down again for a C and then back up later, maybe next week or something for the continuation of the uptrend. Hey Eddie, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you. So let me, yeah, I'll check that out for you. Yeah, we'll check that out for you, Eddie, when we go back to the dollar pairs towards the end. USD Chinese. So yeah, for sure. So let's see, we got to move on. We'll get back to the dollar pairs for sure. So towards the end, we'll look at the dollar pairs all over again. Let's go check out Bitcoin. Then we're going to go look at oil. Wow, Bitcoin did make a big push down. Then we're going to look at oil and natural gas. Ooh, wow, that's not a wave 2 anymore, is it? No way. I think I know what it is, though. I thought that was a wave 2, but that definitely is not a wave 2. Look at that. I'm pretty positive I know what it is, though. It actually looks kind of clear now. I look at it in hindsight, I guess. Look at this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And A, B, C. Very, very clear. In hindsight, it's very, very clear. I mean, it's not like the pattern's over yet, but it's actually very clear what's going on now. This is an A, B, C correction, and it's probably still a wave B or a wave 2. We got all that BRICS news next week, too, so it makes sense for this to make a 3, 4, 5 over the next, week or so, and then bam, big move to the upside for either an ABC of B or an ABC of 2, and then go up for either a C or a 3. You gotta zoom out a little bit to really get a bigger perspective of it, but this is an A. This is probably A, B, C of B, and then up for a wave C. I still think Bitcoin's gonna go up to one of these 2 fib levels. So that means we definitely want to be looking for shorts on shorter time frames for sure. I think we're in the wave 3, and I really don't think this wave 3 is over. I definitely think it's going down still. Benny. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, definitely looking for shorts. I'm looking for pullback entries. If you see any pullbacks throughout the weekend, I would definitely take those as shorts. Definitely looking for shorts for sure. Oil was requested by one of my members too, even though we normally do look at oil anyways. So is oil still in a wave A too? I think it is. I think it's in a wave A or B. This is all the wave A right here. You kind of got to ignore this little section right here. And then this is the A. This is an A, B, C, or B, and then back up for wave C. And then I think it's going to go down again. Probably grab some liquidity up here someplace is going to cause it to go down again. We may have ended the wave A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. Kind of looks like we might have ended the wave A. Now we're already going up for a wave B and then down for a wave C. I think it's going to go down to at least one of these 2 fib levels for a wave C. And then back up again. This is an A up here. This is an A, B, C, a B. And then eventually back up for the wave C like I was showing on the daily. For sure. So, yeah, I mean, we don't have a break of structure yet, but it looks pretty clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave A. This is probably going to go up quite a bit. Something like this. A, B, C of B. And then down again for wave C. I think so. This is going to be a crutch into the wave A. I would definitely think so. Oops. Go there. So, natural gas. Well, we had a little bit of a bounce on that 88. Menu always says that commodities like the 88%. It still does look a little corrective too, doesn't it? I mean, we still have no break of structure on the daily or the 2-day, which tells me that primarily I should still be trying to go long on shorter time frames. So maybe this is going to go up again. I was thinking it was a wave 3, but the way it shot past that 78%. It definitely looked like a wave 3 the way it shot past there, but it bounced off the 88 pretty nicely, so maybe it still is a ABC. I don't know. I would have to see some sort of a break in some sort of structure to actually get in this, but if it goes up, it would probably be a good long. We still have not broken this structure. That's the structure that's going to tell us that this for sure is not going up anymore. Yeah, I've been waiting for this. I don't know if it'd be worth getting in and holding on to it all weekend or not. Probably wouldn't be that bad. It definitely could be. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A possibly, or 1 A, B, C, B, or 2, and then there's really no good count anymore. That's the problem. Could that be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there? Sorry, not an A. Yeah, it's really not any good count anymore now. We definitely lost count. That looks like 3 waves up. This looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if it breaks structure, it's probably just a 6-wave trend. Like there's a 1, 2 right there, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waves. Break structure, end of a trend. Trends can have as many waves as they want. They don't have to have 5 waves. They can have 7 waves, 9 waves. They can have as many waves as they want. So let's see. I would definitely be keeping a close eye on that one for sure. Definitely with key. Definitely. So let's see the stocks. Well, it's pretty strong, isn't it? I really don't think this is the end of a. I don't think we're already in a bear market on the index. Look, we're not even to the 38% yet, and this is probably still a wave A. But I think this is going to be. I'm very confident this is going to be an ABC correction, and it's going to go up at least one more time, for sure. This is definitely a wave 3. 1, 2, 3. We haven't even finished the wave 3 possibly. Eventually it's going to make a 4 and a 5. We already looked at the yen pairs. You might have to rewatch the recording. Yeah, we're going to look at the NASDAQ. I don't know what P-TON is. I don't even know what that is. Is that a crypto or something? We're going to look at NASDAQ though. I already got that one on my list, So yeah, we're definitely in a wave 3 right now, and until we get a break of structure to the upside. I mean, if this goes up and makes another lower high, I would just continue to look for shorts in a downtrend. There's really no reason to think that this is over. I mean, if the dollar turns down, maybe this will turn up and start a wave 4, and then the dollar turns down and makes a correction, and then this goes down for a wave 5. That makes sense. I always like to use the S&P 500 as like a roadmap for the US 30 and NASDAQ, because they're all pretty much the same. Just a little bit of a different variety. Oh, look at that. Very, very, very clear. This one's even more clear. Peloton. Oh, yeah, I don't really do stocks. I don't really trust Fibonacci. I don't really trust Elliott Wave at all on stocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is very, very clear. Look at that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 3. 1, 2, 3 down. 4, 5 of A, B, and C, and then back up again. This one's extremely clear. Very, very nice. Still in a wave 3, for sure. 1, 2, 3. So I would definitely still be looking for shorts, at least until we get a break of structure. If we get a break of structure, then that's probably just going to be a wave A, B, C of 4, and then down again. But we don't know that it's over. I mean, it could go up and make another lower high. Look at all these lower highs we've been making. So I definitely would still be looking for shorts unless I see a break of structure to the upside. So, yeah, definitely looking for shorts on this. Let's see. Let's go check out the euro pound real quick, and then we'll get back to look at a few other things. The euro pound for King. I'm still wondering if this is an ABC correction. It looks more like an ABC than a 1, 2, 3. It really looks like an ABC. That's not really the shape of a 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3 is like this. An ABC is more like that, and that's definitely the shape that we see. We're going back to the dollar pairs, don't worry. So I definitely am looking at this as more of an ABC still. I think it still could make a higher low and go up. I don't know what's going to turn it up, the pound or the euro, but something. Yeah, the 4-hour time frame would be the time frame to watch too. Lower high, high low, high low, high low, high low, high low, break of structure. That could be the end of a wave C when it breaks structure. Look at this, low high, low high, low high. Wave A, break of structure, wave A's over. 1, 2, 3 waves up, wave B. Low high, low high, low high, low high, low high, break of structure, wave C's over. And then bam, continuation of the uptrend. I see why you're watching that one, Ken, if you're still here. That's pretty nice. Yeah, it still hasn't broken structure. I made a little bit of a double top, but if this right here makes a higher low and then goes up and breaks structure, that would be my cue to start loading up every single time I see a pullback. Start loading up big time. So, yeah, for sure. That's pretty nice. We have to put a Fibonacci retracement on here, not this. I'm gonna look at the pound yen. We already looked at the pound yen, buddy. We looked at all the yen pairs. I actually like the pound yen. That's one of my favorite pairs, honestly. When it comes to the yen pairs, the euro yen and the pound yen. The problem is we already looked at it. So yeah, I'm still looking at this as an ABC correction. For sure, we're at the 88% too. This may be getting very close to ending. All we need is a break of structure to the upside, and we are going to be ready for longs. Phew, turn the AC back on. Oh, there he is, King. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, I see why you're watching this. You may be getting very close to making a long break of structure, end of a wave C. Probably the continuation of the uptrend. Definitely. Keep a close eye on that. On the 1 hour time frame, it even looks like it may be getting ready now. 1, 2, 3 ways down, up, break of structure. You may even go long now, possibly. But once you get that break of structure, there's probably going to be another pullback, and then you could really start building a position to the upside. As it goes up, just keep on building, for sure. Let's go check out this dollar Chinese for Eddie there before we start looking at some other things, so I don't forget about it, because otherwise I could. Yeah, definitely watching closely. This is the one that I think is in a wave 5. Ooh, we just made a big bounce out to 78% Fibonacci extension of wave 1 too. Man, maybe that dollar is getting close to turning down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break of structure. If that's a wave 5 on this, it's probably a wave 5 on the dollar index too. I don't know if this correlates that well with it. Let's go back and check. Let's go to the dollar index real quick. Yeah, that's definitely a lot different. This one's very strong to the upside compared to the dollar index too. The move down was pretty similar, but the move up is a correction on this one, and on this one, the move up is a trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 though. And I bet if we step down a little bit further, probably not all the way to the 4 hour, but like the 12 or 8 hour, Look at that. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Break of structure. Fibonacci level. End of a wave 5. Yeah, maybe. The dollar's getting closer than we think. Maybe that 38% will hold. Yeah, we got that BRICS thing coming out next week. I just noticed yesterday during the Zoom meeting that I have. So before we move on, we're going to go look at all the dollar pairs again here in a second. But before we move on, definitely, if you have not done so already, join my Discord channel. It is 100% free to join. You never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. Now, every single morning before the London session, I do a members forecast on all the dollar pairs and all the yen pairs. And I also do about a 20 to 30 minute live stream every single weekday morning for my Patreon members. So if anybody is interested in joining, because during those meetings I tell everybody what pairs I'm looking to trade, what direction I'm looking to trade, what time frame I think is a good time frame to trade, and what an entry is going to look like when and if it happens. So if anybody is interested in joining my Patreon service, that's how you get access to that. It also comes with a 35 video course and 7.5 hours of video content. So you get a real lot with your money. And also I do 2 Zoom meetings a week in the evenings where I teach people and we dive deeper into pairs. So if anybody's interested, definitely check that out. Like I said, it's a pretty good deal for sure. If anybody else just wants to join my Discord channel, the Discord channel itself is 100% free to join. You never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. It's 100% free. So just remember that. You do not have to join my Discord channel. It is 100% free. But you don't get any of the benefits that you get if you do join my Patreon. So yeah, next week we got that BRICS Summit on Tuesday, day 1. Day 2 is on Wednesday. And then day 3 is on, oh wow, and we got Jackson Hole. That's when the Ritzy Rits of the world get together, isn't it? Oh wow. They're gonna be, I wish I could sit in on that meeting, be a fly on the wall for that one. That's pretty cool. We got that going on too. And then day 2 and day 3, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is Jackson. That's pretty interesting. I didn't even see that this week too. Wow, we got a lot going on next week. It might be a big week next week. So most likely, I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think this is over yet. I think this is probably going to be a wave B and then go down for a wave C, and then probably up one more time. And if this makes that 3, 4, 5 shape and then goes down and breaks structure, that's going to be the end of a trend. And if that's the end of a trend, that's probably going to be the continuation of a big downtrend on the longer time frames, for sure. So let me check Discord, see if there's any more requests in here from anybody. I think Ed was the only one besides the other few that requested anything. So let's move on to the dollar, because it is Friday, and so let's move on. Yeah, I think the dollar's making that wave C. It seems pretty likely. So the euro dollar, I don't think I would choose this to go long on, but it probably is going to go up. But I think that we're going down at least one more time. I personally am going to ignore this long. Even if it breaks structure, I actually think it's an ABC. ABC of B. Impulsive up A, 3 ways down B, impulsive up C, and then back down again for the continuation of the downtrend is what I expect to see. So I personally am ignoring the long. I mean, if you trade very short time frames, you could definitely be looking for some longs. The pound is quite a bit different because the pound's already been going up like I was saying before. So this one is probably even more desirable, but look at that, 1, 2, 3 ways down. This is probably at least going to go back up to this high, and it possibly could break this high. And if it breaks that high, that means that we're in for a bigger move to the upside, and maybe a bigger move to the downside on the dollar index. So definitely doing that. And Aussie dollar. Oh wow, yeah, Aussie dollar looks pretty nice also. Look at that. Impulsive up, wave A. 1, 2, 3 ways down, wave B. We're probably in a wave C right now. Probably going to go back up to retest to 61 or possibly to 78% before it continues the downtrend. Kiwi dollar. Yeah, almost exactly the same as the Aussie dollar. A, 3 ways down for a B. Like I keep saying, I'm not taking this trade because it's just as easy as it could do this. It could very easily just do this also. So I'm not taking the long. But even though I think it's probably more likely it will go up, I don't think it's really worth it to try to go long on a Friday afternoon when the money's going to be flowing back to the dollar, which may end up driving all these dollar pairs back down again. But it may end up being a good trade to the long side. I know, look what happened on that Canadian. That was a big impulsive move down when we were looking at it earlier. But look, no break of structure, no engulfing move, no reason to think the trend is over. I mean, it could just keep on going up. It looks like it wants to go down and do this, but honestly what's probably going to happen is probably just going to keep going up. That's why I definitely wouldn't go short right now on pretty much any of these pairs. US dollar Swiss, same thing, especially if you go up to like the 4 hour. I think this is going up still. I think we're still going to go up to this 50% before we make a move to the downside. So I'm definitely not falling for that short. Look at that. That even broke structure a little bit. Imagine how many people went short right there. And now the thing's just going to keep on going up. You got to love the market. It definitely is a master manipulator, that's for sure. So going down to the US dollar yen. So NOM Tech. Here's your US dollar yen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. That's most likely a wave A. It's probably going to go up at some point, maybe today or maybe Sunday. You'll market open for a B, down again for a C, and then probably back up for the continuation of the uptrend. I definitely don't really think this uptrend is over on the longer time frames down to any of these yen pairs. And gold, remember how I said I wouldn't go long on gold? 1, 2, 3 waves out, just made a fib bounce. This is probably going down. Thanks a lot, Vincent. I appreciate that, buddy. If you haven't done so already, definitely join my Discord channel. Like I said, it's 100% free to join. You never have to pay a dime if you don't want to. You can join my Patreon if you like, but you never have to. It's 100% free to join my Discord channel. Link is in the chat and in the description. So yeah, remember how earlier I said I wouldn't go long on gold? This is why. Look at that. I mean, yeah, it could go up again and it could break structure, but it's probably more likely that it's going to just go down. The trend is down. Look at this right here. Talk about catching a falling knife. What happens when you catch a falling knife? You get cut. That's why every single person that tried to go long here probably lost. Anybody that went long there lost. Some people went long there, lost money. People went long there, lost money. Everybody that went short every single time this thing made a pullback, just sitting back and relaxing and enjoying life, have been making money the whole way down. So that's why I'm not a big fan of counter trend trading. Much more enjoyable just to go with the flow and trade with the trend. So it is Friday, and I think I'm going to call it. It is still several hours left to the New York session, so definitely stick around, watch these dollar pairs. But I will be back on Monday for Monday's live stream at 2:30 UK time and 9:30 New York time for my Monday live stream. So I hope to see everybody there for that. And as always, happy trading and good luck to everybody.